Hello and welcome to Reality Check. I'm Xu Qinduo. The U.S. media outlet Politico recently wrote an opinion piece claiming China is ghosting the U.S. The U.S. has stepped up calls for talks and visits by U.S. officials to Beijing, the latest by Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, who has called for a constructive and healthy economic relationship between the two largest economies. U.S. Trade Representative Katherine Tai has warned that a decoupling with China would be mutually disastrous. And U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has called for a responsible approach in Washington's China policy.
And we also believe that countries around the world expect us to manage the relationship with China responsibly. And that starts with engagement, with having lines of communication.
But let's have a bit of a perspective here. Wasn't it the US that first launched a trade war against China, adding tariffs on thousands of Chinese goods coming into the US? And wasn't that followed by a tech war on Chinese firms like Huawei, TikTok, and about 1,000 Chinese firms? What about the US chips ban with the sole goal to stifle China's high-tech industry and force the world not to trade in high-tech with China? And the US is wondering why China doesn't answer the phone. Former Chinese ambassador to the US, Cui Tiankai, points to the lack of credibility by the US. US President Joe Biden has pledged the US would not seek a new Cold War with China and not support Taiwan independence. Then, why has Washington been hollowing out this one China principle by increasing weapons sales to Taiwan and upgrading official ties with Taiwan? The US had then turned around and broken all those promises, says Ambassador Cui Tiankai. This makes it nearly impossible to expect China to have any confidence in new US promises and any further engagement with Washington. Even an optimist would question the US sincerity, as all we've been hearing so far are all talk and no action. Former US diplomat Faryal Al-Said says it's just words on paper. If Washington is truly concerned about its relationship with China, it needs to show that it cares by making concrete follow-up policy changes and taking real action. Then maybe China will pick up the phone.